three key areas that you should look at when you're preparing for GDPR from a data perspective. The first one is you need to profile your data, understand the unstructured, structured elements that you have in your environment and take appropriate actions. Most businesses tend to collect more data than they need, retain it for much longer than they should, and actually instead of being an advantage, that starts to become a risk.
Well, they need to do several things. I think probably for most organizations, one of the more important things is going to be to get an assessment of the applications they have and what private data they're keeping track of. We tend to, as organizations, tend to not be terribly concerned about what applications are gathering what kind of data. The most important thing that they can do is enumerate their applications, enumerate the types of data that they're storing, how that data gets in, how that data gets removed, what the life cycle of that data is.
Well, Varonis provides organizations and our customers with the ability to, first of all, create a digital asset register. Where is this information that they need to take control of and protect? This European PII information. So the first thing they must do is actually run some sort of scan or discovery to find out where it is. Once they have that information, once they have that register, then they can then make decisions about should they retain that information? Do they hang on to information that they should have got rid of years ago?
So the process really is a data management model. So you need to model your data flows from collection through processing all the way through to destruction. So basically cradle to grave. You need to be able to classify that data so you know which data is actually within scope. You also need to understand why the data is being captured by your organisation, how it's being processed, where does it reside on the system, and how long should it be stored. And this means that you're linking data across the end-to-end architecture.
I think first of all it's about understanding the requirements. So we tend to find that organisations don't really understand there's a lot of ad hoc file sharing taking place. So putting policies around when data does need to be shared. Then understanding and tracking every bit of information within your organisation, whether at rest or whether being shared.
My best recommendation for you would be to make sure that you have done a good analysis within your organization, to have a completely mapped data information lifecycle. You need to understand where data comes into your organization, how it's being used by the organization, and what happens at the end of life. So how do you remove data securely once you identify it? Well, you have to make sure that you use certified processes and that process is leaving you with a good audit trail, so you have proof of what has happened.
Data loss prevention, DLP, is a key technology. It really is not just about data loss prevention, it's about understanding data, who's using it and where it is and where it's flowing. And the second technology that's really useful at the moment is the Cloud Access Security Broker technology, or CASB technology. And we're seeing a lot of organisations using this technology to uncover just the sheer extent of the supply chain, all of the different suppliers they may have and users may be interacting with, and then monitoring what personal data is flowing into those suppliers.
The third thing that I would say is don't just limit what you're looking at to the data center. It's very important that you include cloud, SaaS providers, and also what's out there on endpoints such as laptops. Most organizations will have to review their suppliers and their suppliers' contracts, or you won't achieve GDPR compliance yourselves.